Hello! Big news from our friends over at Distrokid. They now have an app. This app works on iOS and Android, of course, and it's available in the Apple Store and Google Play stores and all the stores where you buy apps. Go check it out. It's got a lot of cool features. You can upload new releases, you can get notified when you've earned royalties. Awesome. You can withdraw from the app via push notifications. A little dangerous for me, but rad. Anyways, go check it out. It's all at distrokid.com/app. And don't forget, you can still get 30% off your Distrokid account by going to distrokid.com/VIP/tour stories. Have a great one. We would like to celebrate our friends and supporters over at Izotope.com. Fine makers of audio software for repair, mixing, and mastering. You know their goods: RX10, Neutron 4, Ozone 11, Nectar 4. Chris and I love them, we use them, and we know you'll love them too. And right now they're having a New Year's sale on many of their software bundles. Go to isotope.com and check it all out. And use code RUIN10 when you check out to get your discount. Again, it's izotope.com. And enjoy. All right, Yuuki, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Joe.
Good. Levels.
Can you hear me?
Are your levels okay? I know we recorded with you in the past, and your levels are always kind of fucked. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm always surprised when I feel good, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. When you have those little sparkly moments of not feeling like the world is weighing down on you.
Yeah. It used to happen more when I was a kid. You know, you wake up and you're like thinking about all the stuff you get to do. But I feel that way today for some reason.
Where are you?
I am in my studio at home. Kids are with my mom, who comes here on Mondays and Tuesdays to help out.
Oh, that's nice.
Emily's working somewhere in the house.
Mom's in your bubble.
She's in our bubble, and Emily's parents are in our bubble. So we have help.
How is everyone doing in the family?
Everybody's good. Everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
We all had like a little head cold yesterday, which was kind of weird.
Wow.
Yeah, and it went away like it was just a totally normal head cold, but it was like, uh-oh. Is this what it feels like?
You're the first person I think I've met, or at least admitted they've been sick in the last.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we just haven't been since being in quarantine.
Yeah.
You know, we're not catching germs.
How many fevers have you given yourself? Anxiety fevers.
Oh man, when this all started, it was like uncontrollable anxiety. And I can't even pinpoint what it was. It was like the schools closed. It was just like the routine changing made it really difficult to understand what was happening.
I mean, that first month, I was just, I don't know. I bet every 2 days I'd be like, I feel a little hot. I got it.
Yeah.
Taking my temperature all the time.
Yeah, we were too. But yeah, it was scary. I mean, the first death in the U.S. was down the street from here at Evergreen Hospital in Kirkland.
Well, oh, right. Yeah.
And so that happened. People were calling our relatives from the Bay Area. What's going on? You know, we were like, well, somebody died really close to here. We don't know. I don't know. I just had this feeling like it was going to be way more serious than most people were considering it, you know?
And what do you think now, in hindsight?
About how serious it is?
Yeah.
Or
do you think you were accurate? Do you think you were underestimating?
I couldn't even quantify what I felt. I just was like they were like, schools will be closed for the next 2 weeks. That didn't seem right.
Since this all started, or currently, what's your day look like? What are you doing with yourself?
Well, oddly enough, I've been really busy working, mixing stuff, like producing, playing keyboards and bass on stuff.
Oh, good.
Because it seems like a lot of people are just at home trying to finish music.
Yeah.
You know? So it was kind of surprising. I was like, oh man, wonder what I'll be doing. But I've been pretty busy.
Good.
Working on projects. There's some Shin stuff and
when the marches and protests were rip roaring, I know they're still alive,
Yeah,
thankfully. But
thankfully.
when they were rip roaring, were you on at near any of them?
Virtually, I was on quite a few of them. I didn't attend and I haven't attended yet.
Yeah,
I do want to. The kids and Emily went to one. They marched in Capitol Hill. And yeah, it's emotional, man.
yeah. Was that pre-chop or post-chop?
It was pre, and seemed like it was really peaceful. It was a daytime one. I know the evening ones seemed to get a little more tense with like more standoff style with the cops. And
Right.
so, yeah.
Um, have you since BLM social injustice movement and all
Yeah.
this activity has started, has there been anything that surprised you that's come out of it, like a change in your behavior or a change in other people's behavior?
Honestly, yeah, it made me really assess my feelings on all of this. It's
Mm-hmm.
always been sort of this latent, even thinking back to being a kid, like there was obviously a sense that black people and minorities were marginalized, but it was really hard to pinpoint what that meant. But yeah, having all this happen, especially during quarantine with nothing but time to think, it's like,
Right.
yeah, this is a huge problem that's been here for a long time. And I don't feel like I have an eloquent way to say it. It's just like it's a huge fucking problem. And yeah, I really hope some really tangible change comes out of this.
I do too. That's going to take time, obviously,
Totally.
with policy, etc. But that and a new president, is that the vaccine? I'm being facetious, but man, it's going to make us all feel so much better.
It really would, man. I mean, when Trump won, it we felt this doom for a while. There's been doom, and now this is sort of like it's just an incredible illustration of the doom,
Yeah.
that we've felt
Right.
with the virus in the air and then complete denial of both the virus and racism
Right.
from the higher ups. It's like this is textbook, literally, like this will be in textbooks.
Yeah.
There was a fascist time when this virus thing was happening, and there was an uprising, and I hope there's a happy ending to that.
Me too. I hope that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, I hope that good will come out of it and that this was actually, we had to get here, unfortunately, and now we have to get past it. We finally had to face it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we had to at some point.
other than the news, you've been reading or watching anything
Reading. I just
interesting?
started this Murakami book.
Which one?
Haruki Murakami, Killing
Hmm.
Commendatore. It's been a while since I've read his stuff, but he creates such strange worlds,
He
which
does.
they're
It's
totally
wild.
based in reality and everything's real, but there's some kind of like weird mist over everything. I don't know. There's like a veneer to everything is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I love him. I haven't read that one yet, but
Oh, I
heard a lot.
recommend it.
Yeah,
The last one I read of his was the running memoir. Did you
yeah,
read that one? 'Cause you
I
run.
did. I recommend
Did
that
I
one to
give that
everyone.
to you on a bus? On the bus?
Maybe.
I think I might have.
I definitely read it on a bus, and I think it was a Shen's tour. Have you been watching a lot of TV or
Not a
any TV?
lot.
Me either.
Um, in the evenings, we try to watch, one episode of something,
Yeah,
Emily and I. So we've been
yeah.
watching this show called Outlander,
Uh
which
huh.
I'm not all the way proud to say I watched this show because I don't know if you've heard of it.
I haven't.
Oh man, it's very addictive. It's just a total soap opera. They're the same. The episodes follow a pattern every episode, but we're hooked. Yeah, we're watching that. We watch World of Dance with the kids. They love that. It's like a dance competition. Neo and J Lo are the judges. It's awesome.
Did you have shows booked this year?
They weren't booked necessarily, but my buddy Tomo Nakayama, who you might know, but you know that I play with him. We made a record together and put it out, and we were gonna tour on it, and that is not happening now.
Right. You haven't done any streaming shows or anything?
None. Have you?
No.
Yeah,
I don't think it's possible. Really. I don't.
Yeah, you'd have to pre-record everything. I'm interested in doing that, like pre-recording and then piecing it together, you know.
Yeah. I watched members of Mastodon, Primus, Coheed and Cambria, Mastodon, and Tool do a Rush cover last night.
Yeah, and they were separate. They were remote.
I think that only Danny Carey was the. I mean, I think they were all playing, but to answer your question, they were remote. But I think the drummer was the only one that was probably playing live. So they were playing along with him, but maybe they were lip syncing their parts. They had already cut it.
Yeah. Sometimes
I think that's
feel
the only way to do it.
There are some people that are just great at that. You know, I see some and it's just like so awesome. I saw a Mac DeMarco remote thing. It was him by his pool. And then they had his piano player, I can't remember his name right now, playing with him, but I think he did it after the fact, and then they mixed it. It was killer. It was so killer.
I think choosing the right instruments to do that, because obviously no one can do it together because of the internet airwaves have delay. You can't play together. But I think choosing the right instruments to overdub is probably the answer to that. Well, I'd like to play a Teardrop song. What do you think about that?
Well, John Sortland is calling me. Can I put him on?
Yeah, please. That would be good.
Let's see. Hey, John. Hey, John.
Hey,
can you hear? I'm on a podcast with Joe Plummer right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this.
I think you have to put the other side of the phone up to the ear.
Can I call you back, John?
Sure.
Okay. I will. Yeah, let's play a Teardrop song.
What do you say we play a Teardrop song?
That sounds good.
All right, let's play James. Here we go. That sounds weird, Yuki.
And you like weird stuff.
I do.
I know that about you. Well, that's not the right word. You like, I think unusual maybe is the right word.
Yeah, I really like that song. Me and Wilson have been dancing to it a lot.
The reason it's called James is because we were going to have James Mercer sing on it.
I love the overall sentiment and vibe of the record. It's
Thank you.
There's something about listening to it as a record that is delightful, actually delightful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot of sentimentality and sadness inside, Joe.
Yeah.
And I get it out through making sounds.
Yeah.
So that I'm glad it comes across. That, honestly, joking aside.
When did you and Swift do it? Or did you do it over a long period of time?
It was during that Shins tour that we were all on. Yeah.
Okay.
2015, I think. No, that's not right. 13. And yeah, when we were on break from tour, I'd go down to Cottage Grove to his place, and we'd mostly mess around and go to Safeway and buy groceries. And
yeah,
you know how it is, or how it
I
was.
loved going down there.
It was the greatest.
Safeway and the Mexican restaurant.
But then you'd always wake up the next morning and you'd realize you tracked quite a bit.
Yeah.
Even though it never felt like you were working.
Yeah.
Ever.
And you actually tracked good stuff.
Yeah, we ended up doing that. Yeah.
I mean, I always would leave Swift's studio haggard because he stays up so late.
Yeah. I always felt a little drained driving back home. Just like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But excited that you got something crazy awesome.
Yeah. I'm proud of that thing we made.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about other music? Have you had anything on repeat in the last week or so in your house?
So the other day I was painting the living room and I smoked a little pot.
Oh yeah, grass.
And I put on Kind of Blue.
Oh.
And it was the vinyl version. And it blew my mind.
Really?
And obviously, I had smoking pot. But there was something about it that it was like, I have never heard this before. You know, it was like one of those moments. And it really got me back into my hi-fi setup.
Yeah.
Which I haven't paid attention to in years. So anyway, it just got me on this hi-fi kick and jazz in general. So I've been listening to Coltrane quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Just kind of all of his stuff. A Love Supreme kind of rises to the top usually. It's just so good.
That's one of my favorite records ever.
I know you love jazz. I've always loved it, but I've never it's never been my go-to, but now like every morning I'm putting on some kind of jazz thing through my new hi-fi system, and I'm just like,
oh man,
this is the greatest. This is the greatest.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Do you have any advice for people to get through the day?
Well, you know, I know it works for me, so maybe that'll work for somebody else. Cold shower.
Cold shower.
When I get out of bed, jump in the cold water. Mm-hmm. Exercise. Get outside. I try to sit and breathe for a while. Some people call it meditation. I just sit and be quiet for a second.
How long?
Just till I notice that I'm actually paying attention to myself, like my now, you know?
Yeah.
And that varies. So sometimes it's like 5 minutes I can get there. Sometimes I can't get there, but I try at that every day. And I definitely notice if I don't try, I'm more easily agitated, thinking too much about tomorrow and the next day. Sometimes I wonder if either people are more naturally able to just tap into that without needing to do some kind of practice like that, or if they're less bothered by anxiety. But like, I just have no tolerance for feeling that way, you know? So I really try to work at it from every single angle that I can. And it seems to add up to, like, you know, like it adds up to, I can handle this. Yeah, it's not like, it doesn't add up to, is some kind of holiness, or
Yeah.
not yet anyway. Hopefully
Right, yeah.
one day. But it adds up to, I can handle this.
That's good advice.
There you
That's
go.
good advice. All right, cool. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you asking me to do this, Joe.
We'll do
And
it.
I hope you and your family are doing well.
Thanks, man. Likewise.
And
We're
miss
doing
you.
good. I miss you too. I don't know. There's got to be a way we can hang out sometime in the near future.
Well, this
somehow.
was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man. I'll talk to you
Joe.
soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.